Arson, how you doing?
I'm good, Peter. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy to chat with you again as always. So we just put an announcement out this week. What happened?
So, as everyone has seen by now, we raised £1 million at the 2p mark, and majority of that came from institutions.
Yeah, and that's for us kind of the exciting. I think the headline news for us here is that we had two institutional investors, very serious funds that have come in and now are shareholders. That's exciting. It's an important stepping stone for us as a company. Do you want me to tell a story about what happened in London, or do you want to tell that story?
I think you're always better at telling the stories, aren't you?
I don't know. You're a pretty good storyteller too. So you and I went to London a couple weeks back and had some meetings with investors during a non-deal roadshow. A non-deal roadshow for those people who don't know is a conversation, really just you're checking in with investors, telling folks about the company, about what you do, et cetera, et cetera. So we had a week of meetings and surprisingly to us, those meetings led to folks saying, "Hey, well, we're actually interested in investing now. Are you doing a fundraise?" We weren't planning to do a fundraise, but given that there was a potential to, move us along faster with some of the capital, i.e., using that capital to build things, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Particularly from two very serious fund managers, to have those fund managers on a register, we thought it was worth it to do the fundraise. Anything you want to add to that? Did I get it right?
You just got it perfect.
Okay, cool. And then obviously, you said 2p arson was the price that we raised at, which is a significant discount to where we have been trading. And people are going to always say, okay, well, why did you raise at that number? And that was the number that was on offer. Is it a number that we love? No. Obviously we would have preferred it to be higher. But given the quality of these investors and given where we are as a company, we thought it was the right choice to make. It's never an easy choice to do a discounted fundraise. I certainly did it at Argo a bunch of times. And again, the focus for us, and you and I have been talking about this a lot, Arson, is not where the share price is today or tomorrow or in a week. It's where the share price is in 2 years and 4 years and 6 years. And how do we grow this company sustainably over the long term? So, so yeah, that's why it was at this price. And let me ask you, what are we going to use this money for?
So we've got a few products that actually we want to launch, and this capital will help us expedite it, but also give us the flexibility into testing the products because we've always been in a way where we try to figure out what we want to build next, try to build it as quick as possible, then put it out to market and try to monetize it as quick as possible. But right now, it gives us not only the ability to do more projects, but also gives us the breathing space to test it out and try to find product market fit. So some of the key features that we're going to be trying to introduce is, again, some of the most expected products that our community has asked for. One of it is an Apple Pay and Google Pay integration. So that is going to be some of the capital will go towards there. And then we're looking to introduce as well dynamic currencies on the card themselves. So that means right now the card is a Euro card only and we have a lot of UK users, for example, who do want to use our cards, but they don't because first they need to load into GBP and then convert into euros to then put the euros in the card to eventually spending in pound sterling. So now it will give us the ability to pretty much load in any currency. We'll launch probably with three at first and then expand that. So it will be GBP on the card, USD on the card, and Euro as we currently have. So those are the two key features that I want to introduce. And then we're going to bring them up in stages as well.
Awesome. Um, just in terms of other pieces, there's a couple other pieces that we can't talk about yet. We'll talk about that in a minute about what's coming up. But yeah, we're excited to have this capital on the balance sheet, and it will help us grow this year. Um,
Uh,
sorry, go ahead.
As well, it gives us the ability to start doing more advertising, trying to get more users in the platform, but also activate the current users that are registered but not fully converted. So it gives us, again, a breathing space in terms of it's not going to hurt our balance sheet as much, but we can try a few different methods to activate the current users that we have.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, Okay. Another kind of piece of this that we announced was that you and I have both put money in. So why did you invest 50,000 pounds, Arson? And then you can ask the same of me.
I mean, I believe in this company. I've believed since day one. I've already put quite a bit of money behind it. I didn't see a reason why I wouldn't put it in this round. And given that, again, you've been the only director actually so far in the company, besides JT, who obviously that comes from the RTO time, who's actually put his money where his mouth is. So I feel honored you coming in as a shareholder. So I thought, you know what, I'll match it up as well. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I love that saying. You and I have talked about this before, putting your money where your mouth is. I think it's important for directors to show that they believe in the company. And obviously, I think we're undervalued. Every chairman of every company, every CEO of every company always says that. But I do think we're really undervalued. Um, and I think, this is a good long-term investment for my money. And so I'm in and hoping that we can continue I'm very optimistic that we can continue to grow. But that being said, there's a lot of work ahead. It's not an automatic thing. There's, a lot of work to do, as you know, which is your job, luckily, in this company, not my job. Although I'm involved too. All right. So what's next? What's coming down the pipe?
So, besides the stuff that we've already spoken about, we also have a podcast, a highly anticipated podcast that involves the community as well. It's
Highly anticipated. I like the way you put that in there. Highly anticipated. Yeah.
I mean, I think we've been bombarded by people wanting to get some of their questions answered. So the good news is that this podcast is coming out, and I believe we both grilled each other during that podcast. So it was a funny one, and I can't wait to see it live.
Yeah. So the plan is next week. We haven't set a firm date, but the plan is next week to put that out. And yeah, that'll be good. And then, as I alluded to, we have other things in the works which we can't talk about, but which we're excited about and which we think will continue to put the company in an even better and better place. All right, that's it. Arson's short and sweet on this one. We're not in person this chat around, but I think it's good for us to continue to do this to get your face out and share, things about the company. As you know, I think you are very talented and very smart guy, and I'm glad that you are out telling the TAP story to the world because it's a really good story that needs to be told.
I'm learning from one of the best.
All right, dude. Okay, see you soon.
Cheers, man. Bye.